The reality of dating a Japanese woman. K.D. Wilson. I think it meant to say the reality of dating a Chinese woman, but we get the point. So there's been a lot of things on the internet as of late, polarizing things between the Black Americans and the Asian community, love and hate. But to see what's it like to date between these two will definitely be interesting thing. So I thought we could check this video out together. And shout out to the brother KD Wilson. Shout out to Japan. Let's get into it.
First started dating my Japanese girlfriend, I thought everything was going to be a lot of cute little bento boxes, anime style, romance, everything perfect. And in reality, it was right up until we became official. And that's when all the cultural clashes started to occur. And in this video, I'm going to show you what dating a Japanese woman is really like with all the surprises and awkward moments, and give you 4 tips if you're trying to date in Japan as well, and some things I learned the hard way. So let's rewind back to 2018 when I was soiling my royal oats, as they say in coming.
All right. Before you go back in time to 2018, I would like to say that I don't know how drastic the things are that happened. This is my first time reacting to this video or seeing this video, I should say. But I do believe no matter who you date, if it's from a different culture, I mean, even within your own culture, you have problems, right? But I believe anytime you date somebody from a different culture, it could be some cultural shocks and cultural clashes. So you got to keep that in mind and have that discussion before you go deeper in with somebody from a different culture. Well, anybody in general.
To America. I went to an international party, and if you're single in Japan, this is tip number 1. International parties are where Japanese girls and foreign guys go to meet and vice versa. I walked in and I was the only black guy, let alone black person in the room. My Japanese was horrible, but it's fine. In international parties, you're supposed to exchange languages. People are there to learn English, you're there to learn Japanese. I spotted a woman sitting on the couch, kind of alone. I went up there and I sat next to her, and no words spoken. It was loud. I just grabbed her hand and started playing with a ring on her finger, which is weird now that I really think about it. All we did was have eye contact, and she laughed at me, and I don't know who I thought I was, but it worked. That's the point. Then I pulled out my phone and pointed at it and asked for her line. Line doesn't mean phone number. It means the actual app line. It's what people use to exchange numbers. After a bit, I drifted off and I saw a girl that was leaving that I was really interested in talking to. Went after her and I got her line as well, and my phone buzzed. It was a message from the girl from the couch, which I still didn't know what her name was. And it said, "Where'd you go?" And that's when I knew I had her. We went to karaoke that night, and we also ended up in a love hotel. Afterwards, we ate yakiniku. It was great till 5 in the morning. Let's call her Shiho. I really like that name. And it wasn't till we were sitting there eating where I found out that she was 41 years old. And me being 27, it was a big age gap at the time. And I didn't believe her, and she gave me her ID, and it showed her age. It showed when she was born. And I was like, whoa, this woman is really 41 years old.
I heard that Asian women age extremely slow, similar to the melanated people. But once they hit a certain age, they turn into a. It seems like their age catches up extremely fast in one motion.
That was a shock to me. And I asked her, like, why aren't you taken? And she looked at me and she said, "I'm a really dark person." This goes to a lesson I had to learn the hard way, which is when someone tells you who they are, believe them. So I ignored that comment and we went on a full honeymoon phase. I mean, everywhere. A mingakisa, karaoke bars, my apartment. Everything felt perfect. She even had a 1998 Porsche 911. And one night she drove all the way from Tokyo to Ofuna just to take me out for a spin. But then came date number 4. When we were in my apartment in bed, her face buried in a pillow, she turned around and asked me, "Do you love me?" And I don't even remember what I said, but it definitely wasn't yes. And that kind of brings me to tip number three. Japanese relationships start earlier than you think. Usually by date three, the guy will officially ask the girl to be his girlfriend. It's called kokuhaku. It's like a confession that you give. So
Did I miss the first two tips? What were the first two tips? I, I I swear I've been watching this, man. What was the first two tips? It seemed like you were just telling the story. You didn't really give a tip, did you? Oh, you did say believe them when they say who they are. All right, okay.
if you're not looking to be in a relationship by the third date, don't go on a third date. This is where things started to get weird. She told me, if we keep doing this, I'm going to get pregnant. And I thought she was on birth control the whole time. Plus, she was 41. The chances of that happening is like 5%, if at max, right? Anyway, I started just ignoring all these signs, these red flags. Then she started crying and getting angry and pushing for things to happen in more and more public places, like bathrooms next to the police station. At first, it was interesting, but then it started to feel like she was trying to get me caught up. So I bailed. I stopped messaging her and told her why, and that made her angry. This is where the aftermath happened. When I cut things off, I thought it was done over forever. But in Japan, breaking up isn't always that clean. She kept messaging me online. Notifications kept popping up 2 a.m., 3 a.m. in the morning. Sometimes sweet, I miss you. Sometimes rage, you wasted my life. This was 4 months. So I don't know what she's talking about, wasted her life. But I guess at 41, 4 months could feel like a lifetime. Here's where it gets really tricky. Japan is small, not in size, but in how connected social circles are. You think you're dating one person, but everyone talks. One night I went out to another international party, and guess who was there? She walked in, she saw me, she locked eyes like a sniper spotting a target. Later that night, I was talking to a new girl, and guess who accidentally bumped into me and spilled her drink all over me? Yeah. And in Japan, reputation matters more than anything. Once you get labeled as the bad guy, the story kind of spreads fast. And here's where the confrontation really hits hard. After that night, I decided to meet her one last time, just to clear the air. I didn't want any bad blood between us. Does that make sense? We met at a family restaurant in Yokohama. She came in wearing sunglasses like it was some sort of movie scene or something. She sat down, ordered coffee, and said, "You're scared of me, aren't you?" I didn't know what to say, so I just shrugged. She leaned in and whispered, "I told you I'm a dark person." It got really weird.
When he said dark person earlier, I thought she meant like she was kind of melanated or something. Seemed like you dealing with an evil chick. And my other thing is, I got two questions. Why are you in Japan? I'm not saying you don't have to be in Japan. I'm just wondering why you're in Japan. And then the second thing is why yeah, why wouldn't you just leave or something like that? If you're able to leave. I don't know the situation. Just why are you in there? Alright.
In Japanese, dark person or yami isn't just moody. It means I've got demons, as I've discovered. And that's when I realized she wasn't lying. Things really peaked when she invited her friends to our get together. We were in a smoky izakaya. Her three friends lined up across the table from me and stared at me like I was some kind of experiment or something. They asked me the usual, "Where are you from? Why Japan?" And one leaned in, "So you're serious about her?" I froze. It was really confused. I was here to break up with her again. So I guess they didn't know. She looked at me with wide eyes, and I realized I was on trial. In Japan, meeting the friends is something like meeting their family. It's not casual, it's a test. In me, I failed because instead of saying yes, I changed the subject. The tension, you can cut it with chopsticks if you were in the room. And kind of the fallout here is after that one night, he started posting cryptic stuff online, sad selfies, breakup lyrics, quotes about men being trash. And I'll be honest, part of me felt guilty. She wasn't a bad person, really, but she was just really intense. And I wasn't ready for that level of commitment being 26 years old at the time. 26, 27. I can't remember how old I really was. And in Japan, dating is often commitment. And once you cross a certain line, you're either all in or you're the villain. And reflection.
Well, a couple things. First off, she sounds just like a bitter woman in any country, right? But the other thing is, in other cultures, we don't know how those cultures are. Maybe if you could have got a little background on how cultures are, yes, it could be intense for a person that, like a person that's coming from America. It's easy for us to say that because people just sleep around here all the time. And I don't know about Japan, right? I know Asia, they have massage parlors and working girls, just like anywhere else. But when it comes to just the regular normal day, a social life, they may be a little bit more commitment based and not just having sex with people. So to them, that might be like a commitment. If I had sex with you, that's a commitment type thing. So just next time, just have to do your own research. Maybe talk to some men how they are. Um, yeah, talk to the men of there. Talk to about 3, 4, 5 different men who interact with a lot of different women of that culture to see the background of how that culture uh, operates when it comes to interacting with the opposite sex.
And looking back at that relationship taught me a lot. She was 41, I was 26, but the drama felt like high school. In Japan, dating isn't casual, it's a commitment. And if someone says they're dark, believe them. Because otherwise, you might end up in a bathroom next to a police station wondering how your life turned into a drama. Would I do it again? Probably. That shit was good. I ain't gonna hold you.
Boy, I'm telling you, boy, that vagina makes men do the craziest. He like, shoot, I ain't die, shoot, I do it again. But shout out to the brother KD Wilson, and shout out to the women of Japan. Shout out to my YMs the most.